My wife divorced me, took everything, and turned the kids against me. Later, her lover ruined her life, and now she wants me back. The kids want to reconnect, but I told them to stay away. Hello Reddit I plus here. I married young, in my early 20s. Sarah and I had the kind of love people envy. At least, I thought so. We built a life together, had 2 kids, Emma and Liam, and a modest but happy home. I worked long hours as a contractor, ensuring they had everything they needed, while Sarah managed the house and kids. But somewhere along the line, things changed. Sarah started dressing up more, staying out late with her friends, and suddenly, her phone became her most prized possession. I thought I was paranoid until I found the text messages. Intimate, explicit, and undeniably real. She was having an affair. When I confronted her, she didn't deny it. Instead, she looked at me like I was the problem. "You're never here," she said. "You're always working." And just like that, the blame shifted to me. She filed for divorce a week later. The courts weren't kind. She got the house, primary custody of Emma and Liam, and a ridiculous amount of alimony. I was left with a 1-bedroom apartment and visitation every other weekend. To make matters worse, she poisoned the kids against me. By the time the ink dried on the divorce papers, I was the villain in their eyes. For a while, I tried to stay close to Emma and Liam. I'd show up for every visitation, send them gifts, and never badmouth their mom. But the damage was done. Every time they came over, they'd parrot Sarah's words. "Why didn't you try harder to keep us together? Mom says you were selfish. You don't really love us." I can't describe the pain of hearing your own kids say they hate you. Eventually, I stopped trying. Maybe I was wrong for giving up, but I couldn't handle the constant rejection. Meanwhile, Sarah's life seemed perfect. She flaunted her new boyfriend, Mark, on social media, the guy she cheated with. They went on expensive vacations, bought a new car, and even moved into the house I had worked so hard to pay off. It was like they were living the life I had built without me. But karma has a funny way of catching up with people. About 2 years after the divorce, I started hearing whispers about Mark. Turns out he wasn't the successful businessman Sarah thought he was. He had a history of scams and debt, the lavish lifestyle, all smoke and mirrors. When Mark's financial house of cards collapsed, Sarah was left to pick up the pieces. He drained her savings, racked up debts in her name, and then disappeared, leaving her broke and humiliated. She lost the house, the car, and her perfect life. That's when the calls started. "Hi, it's me." Sarah's voice was hesitant, almost fragile. "I know I'm the last person you want to hear from, but I need your help." It took everything in me not to laugh. After all she put me through, now she wanted my help? She begged for a second chance, claiming she'd changed. "I was stupid and selfish," she admitted. "I see that now. You were a good husband and I threw it all away." Then came the kicker. Emma and Liam wanted to reconnect too. "They miss you," Sarah said. "They realize now that I was wrong to turn them against you. But here's the thing. I'm not the same person I was back then. I've spent years rebuilding my life, learning to let go of the anger and pain. I've found peace. Something I never had with Sarah. So I told her, I'm glad you've had this revelation, but it doesn't change what happened. You made your choices, and I've made mine. I've moved on, and I think you and the kids should too." Her reaction was a mix of shock and desperation. "You don't mean that," she cried. "They're your kids." And maybe I am heartless, but I stood firm. I'll always love them, but I'm not opening that door again. They're grown now. They can live their lives. As for you, Sarah, good luck. Hanging up that phone was the most satisfying moment of my life. I won't lie. Sometimes I wonder if I was too harsh. But then I remember the years of pain and struggle, and I know I did what was right for me. Life is too short to give second chances to people who destroyed your first one. And if there's one lesson I've learned, it's this. Don't chase what's been lost. Sometimes, the best thing you can do is let it go.